That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
well, give up then.
No.
Jesus!
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wednesday Show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday Show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
Jeepers!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder if this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry DeMantis Down Under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder if this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
Jesus!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxie in Canada and Terry DeMantis Down Under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder if this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
Jesus!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on
Minions of the Zoo in space.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Minions of the Zoo in space. I'm your keeper for tonight, Tyr Alexander, and I'm here with my friends Mitch Nemo,
I have arrived.
Willie Forge,
I just wrote a book on reverse psychology. Do not read it. Okay.
the Critical Thinkers Guild.
Hey, you got my name right.
Yeah, after 100 years of saying it wrong. And the Batman.
Yeah, I got a check off you this morning, Tyr, from the Bank of Toyland.
Look. You got the check. Rutabaga.
He got
Yes,
lost
the
there
Bank
as a
of
baby.
Toyland, which does not exist.
And apparently we just got invaded by a Ferret. Hey, Ferret.
I was not. I didn't invade. I've been here the whole time. I was taking a snooze in the
Yeah.
Jeffries.
Hello, Kefki Lou.
The Jeffrey snooze.
Yeah, the Jeffries snooze.
Jeffkers!
Kefki needs to
Fuck
stop
that.
sleeping in the freezer.
All right, I'm gonna pick a random.
I like
we'll
the call.
All right.
Okay,
We need,
tell us
we
when
need a
you're
ferret and a
ready.
Jeffrey tube because that's how we run all the wires.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about being in
It's fun.
Jeffrey's tube? Does
I
Jeffrey
grab the
know?
wire. I grab the
Jeffrey had a
wire.
tube
I
for
run
it.
through the tube. When I poke my nose out the other side, Mitchell gives me a treat. It's great. He gives me another wire. Then I run through the
Dr.
tube
Pepper
the opposite
flavored candy
direction.
corn.
And then I show up there, and Mitch is usually late, but then he gives me another treat because you got to walk all
Yay.
across the ship.
And Tyr likes watching that cartoon about Japanese kids who catch fat guys and make them fight.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Pokemon.
Oh,
Jesus
Pokemon. Pokemon. I thought that's when you went up and poked somebody. Pokey.
No,
Pokey the
Porky.
man.
Not
Yeah,
Porky.
Pokey the
Pokemon.
man.
Porky.
Porky.
Porky Mans.
As
Look, I'm
in
trying
a-
to be an asshole here.
You're not doing very
you
well.
Yellow.
You're
I'm
too nice
sorry.
to be an asshole.
No, asshole is.
Mitch had a question that he fielded to the panel before you popped on Kefki.
Oh,
And-
sorry.
And Mitch, why don't you tell us the question again so she'll have time to think about it.
Okay. See, I've developed a theory about the Galaxy class starship in Star Trek.
Mhm.
It's for anyone who's unfamiliar, that's the ship that was in Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's the Enterprise D.
Mhm.
I have a theory about what that class of ship is designed to do and what it's meant for. And I got a thing in my throat. But
Hey, I like it here.
I want to know what everyone else's theories might be, because
Well-
my position is they
fuck
didn't use it
us.
for what it was designed for in the show.
I'm blaming you for this, Tyr.
I'll blame myself for this one,
It
Batman.
it is to. I know exactly what it was made for. Okay. It was
Okay.
made to be used in a TV show to further a story. I'm sorry. See, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
I think it's correct.
Mischievous.
Mischievous.
Mischievous?
If anything, I think it
Mr.
was
Ma-
designed. It was always meant to be a flagship, to fly colors and be big and threatening. Because you already had workhorse vehicles. You already had science vessels. You already had freighters and shit
Exploration.
like that. Yeah, you already had all that shit covered. But that one was literally designed to look at our big guns, and we will fire those big guns at you.
Yeah. There's one thing I don't think it was designed for was for exploration.
No, I don't think it really was. It was just too big and beefy to go very far.
Beefy. I'm sorry.
Because apparently, it takes a lot of resupply, which makes it not very good for exploration, like going off somewhere for.
Yeah, deep space.
America! Fuck yeah!
See, I don't think it was necessarily built for exploration either, but part of Starfleet's mandate is exploration, so it can fill that role, but it's not exclusively designed for it.
No,
Well,
I think
it's really
Tyr's
a warship.
close to- Well, yes and no. Tyr has some of it with the flagship thing. I think it's designed to be a jack of all trades
But
and a
master of none.
showboat.
Yeah, like again,
It's got enough power to stand up in a fight as long as the enemy is not too strong or it's not too badly outnumbered. It has the ability to do the exploration and science stuff to a degree. Basically, you take any of the things that the specialized things can do in spades, it can do moderately well.
Well, I think again, it's still designed primarily as a weapon because with the saucer separation, it can literally split itself into and become two attacking vessels with an auxiliary bridge for
Yeah,
both.
but it isn't designed to be used that way. The splitting apart is for when they have to use the saucer section as a lifeboat.
Or when they have to fucking fight something that oh shit, we need a second attacker.
If that's
Yeah,
the case,
but
they
it-
wouldn't have specifically designed a ship that could do that anyway.
Well, true.
Well, if that were the design intent for the Galaxy class, then the saucer section would have warp drive capability.
And the separation would be faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it has to be designed as some sort of weapon. Like, okay, we're outnumbered. It's 2 against 1. Well, now it's 2 against 2.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, the
remember
thing is-
the saucer as weapon is not part of the intent or the design, but it was something the ship could do, so they utilized it as a strategy in best of
it's-
both worlds.
Yeah, it was.
That's
but
making the
it was clearly a last
making the
ditch
best of the way
strategy,
it's-
though.
Right.
Yeah, it's making the best of the way it's built, not using it for its designed function specifically.
Okay.
Right.
Are we
And-
talking about the Enterprise?
Yes.
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 Yeah,
It was made
Nope.
to boldly go where no man has gone before.
but it didn't.
Nice.
It went where everyone had gone before.
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on,
next
hold on.
generation, they only ever went where everyone has already been.
Oh my God, that's true. Oh
Wait,
my
wait,
God.
wait a minute. Planet Truckers Act said exploration ships in the 1400s still had complement of cannons. Yes, because you still sometimes pirates need to be put in their fucking place.
Or French.
Yes, but
Or the
the
French.
existence of weaponry on a ship does not necessarily mean that it's a military vessel.
I mean,
You
yes,
have to have weapons on a ship to protect yourself.
and
Yeah.
shields and defensive capability. So a blade of
Yeah,
armor.
I mean
yes.
that's just the nature of things.
Like
Now, see, my theory is something that no one's mentioned. I wanted to see if anyone would pick up on it
okay.
the way I have. I think
So-
the Galaxy class was designed to be a colony ship.
Oh,
Okay.
To establish
yeah.
colonies and to have them be eventually self-sustaining. And here's why I think that. Or here's why I think it works in that capacity.
Full complement.
The saucer separation is my beginning point.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense with a crew of 1,000 and a total capacity of closer to 10,000 to use the saucer as a lifeboat exclusively.
Maybe it was
As
designed
far as
to.
intent, it's too big. And even then, there's all those escape pods all around it. Granted, they're not
Wait.
capable of impulse speeds, but whatever.
You're saying they made it big so that people would have more room when they eventually reproduce and
It would
and
make
more people.
sense. It would
Yeah,
make
in
sense.
part.
Right?
What I'm saying is they separate the saucer,
Mm.
they land it on a planet, and now we have a quickly established colony.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now,
And then
now,
if we
let's
need to
look-
leave, we can just leave.
I don't know if it can attain orbit again on its own.
No, they can't. The one-shot vessels.
Yeah. And see,
Yeah, but you still. But-
hold on, Tyr. It would mean that the Galaxy class saucer section is just a module that can be replaced. So the star drive section goes to planet, drops off the saucer, establishes colony, and the star drive returns to base to pick up another saucer section to do it again if necessary. Now let's look at the armaments on the saucer. You have a phaser array that runs practically the entire circumference of the saucer section on the ventral and dorsal surfaces.
I think you
don't
actually
forget
got
which
two,
one.
haven't you?
Omnidirectional attack.
I think you've got two, an outer and an inner.
Well, as far as I know, there's just the one array on the dorsal and one array on the ventral.
You're right. It's
We
think
can
about
look it up eventually. But the point being, the reason the upper section, the upper one is the dorsal, I believe.
Yes.
yes.
Because I get that shit wrong a lot. I just want to make sure. Now, that's for defense. Because we've landed this colony ship, and we're establishing a colony on this planet, or an outpost, or whatever. So we need to defend it. So we have that dorsal phaser array is meant for defense.
And
So
it's shield
what is
capable.
yeah, it's shield capable as well. Now, what is the ventral phaser array meant for?
That's
Mining.
Well, I'd say either mining or attacking from land. You know, when a land-based force is attacked.
Well, no, because it sits on its belly essentially on the ground.
Well, again,
And that's where the underside is where the other phaser array is.
Cool.
And that only makes sense if you need to do some mining, and you would have to do mining to expand the colony and to make it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's sitting on the ground, and you fire those phasers. You know, conservation of energy. Where's that extra energy going? That yeah, it'll be like setting off an explosive charge underneath your house.
Would it? Because
yes, it would.
Phasers are capable of multiple settings. Remember.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You've still got the energy produced by the phasers to contend with.
You still
have shields too.
You also got the buffer. You also got the ability to cycle it. So it's still all the energy still can be cycled back into the sausage action. It's a self-powering thing. So like when we fire our phasers, when they fire their phasers, all that energy still needs to be going somewhere. So we got the first.
I've just had a thought now.
Usually into the target.
And yeah, usually into the target, but there's still a kickback.
Yeah, I've just had a thought now.
Right.
You could also use the transporters for mining.
Well, again, you could use the sensor array can like, okay, there's a cavern underneath about 40 meters. We're gonna teleport you down there. You start this mining operation, and bam. So yeah, it could. You know what, Mick? I think you are onto something. It could be a colony show.
Well, colonies, outposts, you know, there's more than one reason to have
I mean, if you look at all the other names, if you look at,
I also think Tyr's right as well. It's for intimidation.
Oh yes, until the Romulans showed up with a much bigger ship.
Sorry. Tyr said
until the Klingons told everybody.
Oh Lord.
Until the Klingons told us that they're unequaled in combat.
Oh yeah.
Tyr said it was meaty. It was meaty. I laughed at that. I had a very delayed reaction. I apologize. It just clicked in my brain.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, I could see that too. That honestly, the Galaxy class seems to be more multifunctional, I guess, or multi-purpose.
I mean, and think about it. It has all its you have all the entertainment things that you need to keep people busy. You know, you have
when
you've established a new colony or outpost.
Yeah.
I think they give Picard the Enterprise because just to shut him up. I mean, look at him. Everybody else in Starfleet his age is an admiral.
Yeah.
Or retired. I think he's not this great captain. He's a loser.
What I think they did was they gave him the ship, and they realized, holy shit, the original mission was, go out, set up this colony, and then come back, bring right back home. But shit happened, and he had to, okay, maybe we want to use this instead of a colony ship, because the effort to keep building this shit is far more not worth it.
Cost intensive.
Far more expensive.
Yeah, it's far more expensive. Like, this is essentially a one-use item that now we got to build another saucer section. It will take us months, maybe even years, working around the clock.
I don't think it would take them that long.
Let's face it, they had to keep rebuilding it anyway because they kept breaking it.
Yeah, again, they didn't have to not
yeah.
rebuilding, but repairing it at least. But if you had to replace the saucer part every time you started a colony, it would get expensive as fuck. It would make colony setup not worth it.
Well, it wouldn't be actually as expensive as you think, Tyr. I mean, post-scarcity society, replicated technology,
Yeah, I mean they couldn't just replicate a saucer, but they do have
No, but they could replicate all the
large-scale
parts.
industrial replicators that can get a lot of the work done.
Yeah, but
quickly.
you still have to, you know, not only get the saucer second back. It's a one-use item. You either have to constantly be building these things because they're always setting up colonies, outposts, and whatnot. When it's just easier to set down a shit ton of prefabs.
What's more expensive, building a saucer section or building a whole new ship?
Building a whole new ship.
There you go.
Hey, Tyr, one other thing.
The star drive remains.
Star drive would be the most expensive part of the thing, and that's but for the saucer section, Tyr, think of this: industrial replicators, industrial transporters. Anything that's not too big, you can basically beam into place and have your techs there doing the final alignment and installation. So it's like, oh hey, we have to install this console. There's the console with there's the console within an inch of where it needs to be.
I mean, but how many? So we had Enterprise, we had the Odyssey.
We had the Enterprise, the Odyssey, and the Yamato were the ones we saw on screen, I believe.
Yeah.
Plus all the different ones we saw on screen during the Dominion War.
Yeah. So now you have
you just unnamed.
Yeah, you just unnamed, but you still had like shit ton of those. It would just if they were all designed to be colony ships, should they have dropped their payloads and whatnot?
No. I think I've hit on what the design intent might have been.
But not this purpose.
Things happened that changed plans.
Well,
like
maybe
the Romulans at the end of season 1 did show up with a much bigger ship.
Hold on, Hefner, what you trying to say?
Okay, so maybe it's there because okay, we're just gonna say they're boldly going where no agent has gone before. Maybe it's just there in case they get like in trouble and stranded, they won't be spooked. Maybe that's why it's there as an emergency type thingamabob thing.
Yeah, they're always getting lost in stranded places.
Yeah, lost in space. Wrong franchise.
The only issue I have there, Kefki, is that
danger, Will Robinson, danger.
The Enterprise D has a crew of about 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
But the interior volume, there's enough to handle about 10,000 people in that ship.
Yeah. So what if they're stranded there and they can't get to the that they have all that extra room so that if they have to live there for many years, and reproduce and get more people, so they'll have all the rooms already there. Like
yes, there's that. But also if it's a colony ship or used as a colony or as a colony establishment tool, you got the same thing. You got all that extra room for when the size of the colony expands, but in the meantime, they'd still be using their replication and transporter technology to build the colony outward from that central hub.
Yeah, prefabs and whatnot.
And let me introduce you to our acting ensign great grandbaby.
I don't know.
Acting ensign temporary of poop patrol. Ensign Wang. Ensign Wang.
Acting ensign great grandbaby. One other thing with that, as far as Tyr was talking about them making appearance in the Dominion War. Once you get to a wartime footing, every vessel that is capable of being a weapons platform becomes a warship.
Yes.
Shit, you saw.
And that's every vessel.
You saw science vessels in battle. You saw like the Akira and the hideously bulbed one. The one with like a goddamn globe attached to a goddamn
Well, that's the thing. All Federation ships are capable.
The warships primarily
of being a weapons platform. The science vessels are very bad at it. But they're capable of being a weapons platform still.
Actually, no, they're not bad at it. They're all Starfleet vessels are primarily combat vessels.
Well, no.
They don't get the Oberth.
But you still got ships like the Defiant class, was specifically designed to be a warship. It is not.
It was specifically designed to fight the Borg.
Yes, it was still designed as a warship. Cisco
Yeah,
himself said
so
it.
all Starfleet vessels are primarily warships, or at least combat ships.
Combat capable.
Combat capable.
Yeah, and Mitch is going to mention the Old Birth again, and I'm going to counter with the Old Birth was primarily civilian ship that Starfleet utilized.
No, all right. Again, Cisco himself said like this one had one function. It was to fight. It's only it had no science vessel. It had no crew. No, like it barely had crew.
Which is why I said that all Starfleet vessels were primarily, not solely, primarily, which means their main function was as at the very least combat.
No, not the primary function. At least a secondary function.
Tyr, I think you're confusing two things here. Yes, the Defiant class ship is designed primarily, or is designed to be a warship.
Yes, just to be
There's no primary about it. It is designed to be a warship.
Yeah,
however,
designed solely to be a warship.
Yes. However, other ships are designed to be combat capable, absolutely, but they're assigned different missions.
Well, again, he said the primary function of the other warship.
The Miranda class wasn't, or actually, I think it's a Soyuz class, which is based on a Miranda.
Okay.
No, this was a Miranda class. It was the Miranda class wasn't primarily a deep space exploration. Didn't primarily go on deep space exploration missions.
Hold on.
It was primarily used in more of a border patrol capacity, unless they needed to take something like the Reliant and say, "Hey, go help Space Lab Regula 1 find a place to test the Genesis."
It was more like a sector defense vessel.
It was like a cutter. A Coast Guard cutter.
Hold on. Zed the Snarky. Transporters might have been good just to take large chunk of ore with the surrounding rock, I think. And then that said the Snarky. Then pled truckers that goes, "I'm drinking tonight, fellas. Frito-Lay, don't hire me for 60 days."
That's pretty much what I said.
And then a little further down, Zed the Snarky said Bat was right. Even the Defiant was more of a heavy-hitting Corvette than anything else. Sort of like how the Golden Hind from actual history would have had cannons in case of pirate. I think. Hang on. No, I get that.
You're dipping in and out, Tyr.
Sorry, he said.
Even when you know historical vessels, remember the Cutty Sark? It was a trading vessel.
But it had cannons to deal with piracy. I get that.
I believe it had one or two decks of cannons on either side.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the Queen's Mary's Revenge. It wasn't strictly designed with a fucking massive wall of cannons.
It was designed to be able to hit hard and run fast.
Yeah, but it was more of a schooner. It wasn't a galleon.
Yeah. Hey, you'd be surprised how many pirate vessels were schooners.
Well, most were because their whole primary thing was get in, get out. If you got bogged down fighting, it's a good chance another vessel could come out of nowhere and destroy you.
And I think the Kefki wants to say something.
Go ahead, Kefki.
No, I was just trying to clear my throat. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just blame Tyr like
unrelated observation.
Right, pick another one. I mean, this is a good topic of conversation, honestly. Again.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff to discuss with that topic, isn't there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, primary roles versus what.
I think it's one of the reasons that Starfleet is so successful, is because of the of their ships being capable of so many things. Even the Defiant. Built solely for combat and punching the Borg in the dick. Even that ship had a sensor palette that was capable of many other things.
Well, it's not just that, Mitch. You look at you look at the Federation's technology; it's all modular, right?
Yes.
You can easily unplug systems from a starship and plug in different ones to change its mission parameters.
Yes.
Sorry, I caught the alert too late. Didn't hear it. Didn't have an audible alert.
Oh, it's just the Romulan one.
That right. Button.
You're right.
Okay.
Hold
on. Switch topics.
Oh.
No, it just.
Are Vulcans lying about the whole logic thing, and they're actually quite emotional?
The world will never know.
Wait, what?
Is Kefki really a third?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's more of a weasel.
How dare you question if I'm real?
I am a Mustela day. I am a Mustela.
Kefki is a honey ferret.
She's a kitten snake.
She sounded really, really.
No, if she was Jewish, she'd be a money ferret.
I am just an innocent little ferret that's not actually an eldritch abomination. I am sweet and cuddly and nice, and I will not eat you while you're sleeping. I promise. Why was I staring at you last night while you were sleeping? I wasn't sizing up, figuring out how much I have to dislocate my jaw. You're safe!
I've got a painting that begs to differ with that not an eldritch abomination thing.
You know what?
You know how to make copper wire?
All right, Kefki, I gotta ask you a question.
You know how to make copper wire?
No.
You get a Scotsman and a Jew to fight over a penny.
Kefki, I have a small question. Then why did you ask me to bathe in hot sauce?
Don't
just
worry
wanted to
about
see
it.
if you would do it.
It wasn't hot sauce, it was soy sauce, and your dumbass went and got Tabasco sauce. I said soy sauce.
I figured it would have been barbecue. That or bathe in nacho cheese.
Oh, that's a better idea.
Yeah, but why would he get a bag of bones to bathe in barbecue? All you get is barbecue flavored bones.
Look, dear, you need to go take a dip in some bone sucking sauce later, okay?
Okay.
Came out wrong.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just
What,
not
she's
watch
just
up
trying
for
to
about a month.
She's just trying to make sure that your finger looking good.
Yes.
Barbecue.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Don't
I'm
worry
sorry.
about it.
Licking finger good.
Yeah.
I don't trust this.
The phrase finger licking good. The phrase finger licking good came from when Colonel Sanders was bullseyeing Krauts with his tank.
Oh, I want them.
Hey, do you think there's an alternate universe out there where humans evolved from chickens and their devil looks like Colonel Sanders?
I want chickens.
Oh no.
Oh, dare to dream.
Now I need chickens. Badger! Chickens!
Go green.
Oh, shit. I pressed the wrong button.
Hello, people.
I'm from the
Hello,
south.
almighty Brock.
Wait a minute.
Okay, I got in trouble for saying this once. Okay, when I was a kid, because my primary diet was fried chickens and watermelon, and someone said that was racist. I'm like, how is that racist? That's what I was raised on.
Food is not racist.
They're
Apparently
being racist
fried chicken
because
and
they
watermelon
assume
is
that you're
racist
talking about the
because-
black peoples.
Oh.
Hey, Kefki, I
A
was
lot of
raised
people
on
eat
barbecue
that.
chicken and fruit salad, so
I was raised on chicken and beef. Make of that what
Beef.
you will.
Ooh,
I was raised
I
on
was raised on a landmass.
I got the bestest watermelon not too long ago, like last summer. The bestest watermelons, and I can't find any good watermelons now. They're all just tiny little puny funkadoo
Yeah.
things,
Yeah, the
and then you
watermelons
knock
now are
on them,
kinda
and they're
gross.
not sounding ripe at all, and yeah.
Because
Sorry.
I,
They're not as good as they used to be.
because I like
I
to
love
jump.
watermelon.
Hold on, because I like to jump on the set. If there's a watermelon, is there a fire melon, a wind melon, and an earth
Yes.
melon? The
The
element
earth
melon?
melon.
The Elemelon.
The
only
element
until the
They're called the
fire melon
Watermelon.
attacks.
melon.
Is there a dark melon
now
at
I
the
gotta
tip?
wonder, when it comes to the band Earth, Wind, and Fire, did Water lose the job?
What happened? Like when did Water got kicked out?
Water got kicked out.
He was a bit of a drip.
Why were the two melons? Why were the two melons very, very sad?
I don't know.
The cantaloupe.
They can't. Yes.
Oh, God damn it.
What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference between a jailer and a jeweler?
What was the difference between a jailer and a jeweler?
One sells watches, the other watches sells.
But I like that one.
Nice.
Look at all them favors.
All right.
Who just came in and left?
No, it's Trident.
He came, saw, he left.
Isn't it Trident?
What is up, Trident?
Howdy.
What happened? How come
I've been.
Wait, what was that one dad joke that you told me earlier? What was that? Well, oh, sorry, I interrupted someone. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, there was a joke that he told me earlier. It was funny. It's funny. It's about frogs. It's shoes.
I'll go out on my own terms. Fuck you.
What kind of shoes do frogs wear?
What kind of shoes?
Open-toed sandals.
Open toed.
Hippity hoppity, you are now the property.
Have we lost somebody in this TFO?
Yeah, Will
Hey,
didn't
here,
join.
about 100 years ago. Here, about 100 years ago, hippity hoppity, you are the property.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
I don't get it.
Hippity hoppity,
Hippity hoppity, you are the property.
We is
Hey,
on the menu.
what did you call
It's a
Sitting Bull's
slavery
wife?
joke.
Hold on.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
sorry.
Wait a minute. All right, like Mitch said, we're on minions, so we gotta keep it tasteful.
What did you call Chief Sitting Bull's wife?
What did you call Chief Sitting Bull's wife?
Lying cow.
I love that one.
Oh no!
What do you call two black guys
we
leaning
gotta
up
keep
against
it
the barn?
Wait a minute. What did you call two
Nope, we're
vampires?
not doing those two.
What?
You didn't say vampire. It didn't sound like you said vampires.
It said like two. I said her
I barely hear
grandfather.
what you're saying.
Critical rage of value a little.
A lot.
Okay. What do you call two black guys leaning up against the barn?
Minion.
Nope. Minions.
Come on, what do you call two black guys leaning up against the barn?
Minions.
You guys got to remember, we're on Minions. We're not on Tyr's channel, so we can't.
Yeah, Jesus, God.
I remember, like, again, this is meaning, like, if it goes down, it affects more than me. It affects everybody on the
This
minions.
is a good one too.
So
What's black and white and red? What's black and white and red all over?
Frog in a blender.
No. The newspaper.
Wow. I
Uh,
like mine better.
critical. Put it in side chat, and people can read what it is.
Newspapers are more
Side chat
grayscale.
or-
Yeah, you gotta be careful of the jokes and stuff. Yeah.
What's black and white and swims like a fish?
A fish.
Frog in a blender.
A fish.
Oh, a killer whale.
Oh.
Here, you know what?
Doesn't
I
actually, though.
spotted something earlier this evening that I found interesting.
What?
Tailfin horizontal
blender?
instead of vertical.
You know, I've been working on this thing with a slasher where that doesn't rely on a mask.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why I've seen the movie a billion friggin' times. And it didn't click into my head till I saw a clip from it tonight. The movie Silent Rage. It's a Chuck Norris film that was made shortly after Halloween released.
Okay.
And it's basically a slasher film.
Yeah. With
I've never seen it.
with a low-level science fiction aspect.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You know, instead of Michael being slightly cursed, like in Halloween, this guy was brought back via science and became largely indestructible.
Yeah, because he didn't even explode at the end. If you remember, he just got.
Wait a minute.
He got.
Hold on. Captain was trying to say something.
Oh no, I was just gonna read. Plague Trucker Zach said, "Have I ever drunkenly forced my way onto this show? I feel like I used to do that a lot 5 years ago. I don't think so."
Well, this show wasn't around.
No, Tyr wasn't a host.
What was the question?
I haven't been.
Tyr wasn't a host of Minions 5 years ago.
I've only been a host for a little over a year. A host of
Yeah, that guy in Silent Rage, even at the end, he wasn't defeated
I mean, but
because
you went on.
he'd been thrown down the well, and the last scene was
hold on.
trying to get out the well.
Wait a minute, hold on. Plague, if you want on, just say you want on. I don't mind bringing you on.
It was a.
What kind of laissez-faire here?
There was a
But
video.
yeah, Silent Rage is basically a slasher film.
Wait a minute, Triton was trying to say
go on.
something.
Sorry, I thought I think I'm actually interrupting Mitch and Batman.
Oh, go on,
So,
go ahead.
sorry. I was just saying that there was this one video, and I think I brought this up before. There's a video of somebody who maxed out the number of people they can have in a voice chat on Discord. And it sounded like they opened up the gates of hell.
Oh yeah.
How many people?
I think it was 1,000.
Oh, fuck
no.
Open up the gates of hell, so it was a Wednesday.
Anything.
But there
So it
is
was
a
Monday
video.
night on Minions of the Zoo.
There is a
Not two.
video I would like the Minions to make. I can't make it, but other people they can. There needs to be a oral history of the Minions. Like somebody needs to sit down with other Minions and like talk about. It's like, okay, this is how we started doing everything.
Well,
I think that would be interesting.
That would be interesting, honestly. That would have
My understanding is that my understanding is it started as a after show for Lords of the Night.
Yes.
Yep. Because Adam will play that when he would do Minions.
Yeah, the original opening.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, even I can recall it being a spin-off.
Are you making fun of me?
No, but basically, Minions of the Zoo is the Laverne and Shirley of Lords of Midnight.
Lords of the Night, not Lords of Midnight.
That too.
Are you
I'm
making
not
fun
wearing a
of me
poodle
here?
shirt.
No.
You sit there and did the whole fan group.
Cause that's what
You making fun-
the voice said, like the Harlequin. That was you.
Yes.
Oh shit! I didn't know. It sounded like Harley Quinn.
The fan group. The fan group. You're making fun of my word. The fan group.
I'm
No,
sorry.
that's it. I don't know why I said it that way. I don't know why I said it that way.
It sounded like Harley Quinn. I thought it was Fat
I know.
She always sounds like Harley Quinn.
Nah.
Oh no, let's get it right. Harley Quinn sounds like Kefki.
Yes.
That faker.
But thicker.
No, that faker. Wait, what?
Baker.
That
I
salt
like Kendall
shaker.
Baker.
Baker over there has him cupcakes. We want them. So we're going to destroy the ship and get them.
Same
Aren't we,
place I
guys?
was before.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
To boldly go and eat all the cupcakes. So no one else
I
can do
literally
it before.
had not moved at all.
You know when
Who's in my
Patrick
blind
Stewart
spot?
when Patrick Stewart got the job on Star Trek, you know, his kids told him they should change the opening credits to boldly go to baldly go.
Ah, crap! I seen a
Baldy
picture.
go.
I
Baldly?
Wait a minute. I seen a picture of Patrick Stewart as a Roman. He had hair at one point.
Not much of it though.
Yeah, he did.
Do you know what
I
his
think
best
about
role was?
What?
His best role was King Arthur's one of King Arthur's knights in Excalibur. Because you could tell he was having fun in that role.
Never cared for that movie.
I did.
I think
I
it's
thought
pretty
you were going to say
Yeah.
his role as the king in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes.
No.
I loved him as
I think
actually
Excalibur
like
is
him
one
as
of the best
Third
fantasy
Savior.
movies I've ever seen.
Wasn't that the weird one that showed the director kid giving birth to a child? Wasn't
What?
The what?
It was some.
The werewolf that
No, it
gave
was
birth to a child?
no, it was some Patrick Stewart. It was some King Arthur movie where the director the director's daughter played Arthur's mother,
Excalibur?
Lady Morgan.
No,
Morgana.
no, and Morgan Le Fay wasn't Arthur's mother; she was Arthur's sister.
No, all right.
Yeah.
Well, whoever.
And she
Hold
and the
on,
woman
hold
played.
on. It showed the girl giving birth to.
Yeah, and she wasn't a girl at the time. It was Helen Mirren, and she wasn't the director's daughter. She was too old to be the director's daughter, for one thing.
Again, that's why I asked, was that the weird one? Because there is a King Arthur.
It concentrated more. It highlighted the mystical nature of the legend more than any other one.
And King Patrick Stewart was Lord Grant.
Leon deGrasse, I believe.
Leo DeGrasse.
Degrassi.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep. Yeah. Guinevere's father.
I know. I hate that.
Yeah. King Lord of Grants.
King
Right,
Lord of Rat. Wait, what?
I'm gonna go get me
Lord of Rant.
I'm going to get me a drink.
Lord of Grass.
I'm going to get me a drink.
Loads of grass.
Kefki, I will get you a Dr.
I'm a
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm not going to go get me anything. The feline paralysis is real.
What do you?
But
What
to
do
wrap
you
up
want,
what I was
Will?
saying earlier.
Oh, yes, Mitchell.
Something
I was getting
diet.
at
I can't have the sugar.
All right.
What the heck is that? There. Okay. The thing I was getting at earlier is, I had that concern about a slasher that doesn't rely on a mask, and is that going to work? But that movie Silent Rage is kind of a proof of concept, and because it worked in that.
I believe.
But that's not a traditional slasher type, is it?
Like The Hitcher.
Silent Rage? No. No, it's
The Hitcher is technically a slasher film, isn't it?
See, one at a time.
Yeah.
See, The Hitcher is technically a slasher film, isn't it?
Yes.
And he doesn't wear a mask.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah. I mean, I pointed out the way that could be Michael Myers, but even though Kefki disagrees.
I bet Rutger Hauer would have agreed with you.
But yeah, The Hitcher is another proof of concept. Your slashers don't have to be masked.
There's the driller killer from
Summer Party.
Summer Party Massacre. Yeah, that's
right.
The slasher, and he doesn't have a mask.
Yeah, so you see that this just makes me want to move forward so much more.
Yeah.
Because there's too much focus on the mask when it comes to slasher films, I think, and I think that's why a lot of them.
That's because we've had three that like I wouldn't consider Freddy a mass slasher. Oh, I'm talking with folks.
Excuse me, I've got to go do something biological. I shall
Yeah.
What I was trying to see. No, what I was trying to say is like because of you got Leatherface, Jason,
and
Michael Myers, and Ghostface.
Yes.
Yeah, a slew of others too.
Be right back in a bit.
That are not as well
especially,
known.
I think, wants to capitalize on what worked before.
Oh, me too, Badger.
The whole Ghostface thing just doesn't make any sense to me. I understand it insofar as, okay, someone wore this costume before to commit all these murders and be unknown while doing it, yada yada yada. I get that part. What I don't get is how every Ghostface killer, because there's about 206 different Ghostface fucking killers, right? Why do they all engage in the exact same body language of grabbing the blade of the knife and wiping the blood off it? They all do it.
That's like a signature thing.
And but that kind of a signature thing wouldn't be something that's widely known amongst the population, so that the next person who decides, I'm going to go ghost facing tonight.
Because it's Wes Craven.
Unless they actually knew everything about the character. Unless everything about him.
They wouldn't, though, because most of the people, that, except for Sidney Porter or whatever the fuck her name was.
Watson.
Prescott.
Oh, I was close.
Everyone except for Sidney Prescott gets killed to death.
Yes.
There's no way
Yeah.
that kind of body language would enter the public consciousness.
Or that detail.
It's most likely just a little thing that Wes Craven threw in there because he thought it looked cool.
Well, yeah, that's what I
probably
mean.
true, too.
But I don't. I understand its purpose as a
fingerprint,
as a dramatic element. I understand it in that context, but I tend to look at these movies in a way where
excuse me,
I take all that out of the equation at least as much as possible.
Well, it's sort of like
Halloween.
Mitch.
Halloween in the beginning when Michael's father pulls the mask off him, and his mother and father just stand there, and all the artsy fartsy people. Oh, it's a cinematic tableau.
Mitch.
No, it's not a cinematic. I'm gonna finish. It's not a cinematic tableau. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's Halloween night. They see their kid standing there with a bloody knife, and they're wondering, is this a gag or did something really happen? They're momentarily
in shock.
They're not even in shock. They're just trying to figure out whether they should be in shock or not.
Okay,
but they don't know yet. But go on.
But I'm about to say the whole pulling off, grabbing the blade to wipe the blood of the knife. That could be two things. It could be a digital fingerprint for Wes Craven. It's it's like you said, something that he thought was cool, and now it's kind of iconic to the character, even though that detail
I understand that. That's the part I understand. I'm talking in the world that the movie inhabits.
Yeah, or it could be
a
common. So some things are regional, like it could be a regional thing, I guess. That general region has that type of whatever.
Putting one leg up on a coffee table to scratch your balls.
I could actually I think I have the actual idea of what was behind it. Since majority of Scream was meant to be a satire, he was making fun of having the killers that can all do this common trait, even though it was never publicized.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That could be
I doubt he thought that deeply about it. But I can see that too. And again, those are all filmmaking things.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get another.
In the world that the movie inhabits,
bet.
It makes no logical sense.
Oh yeah.
Like with Michael Myers, he's trying to kill Laurie Strode. No, he's not. He was trying to kill Laurie Strode. She'd be dead.
Yeah.
He missed her from behind twice. Had his hands around her throat to crush her windpipe for 12 to 13 seconds and failed, even though he's strong enough to carry a headstone from the ground floor to the second story of a house. I understand those are things done for dramatic effect in a film, but when you erase from your analysis the pretense that it's in a movie, you start to see where some of these things make no sense, and you have to consider other motivations and other possibilities.
In universe explanations make sense.
Yeah.
Or maybe that detail. Or maybe that detail was and not really published. Right?
I'll be this a bit as well, because it's supposed to be the suspension of disbelief, and there are some people that, in some cases, are just digging way too deep into something that's not meant to be dug that deep into.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it's like. It's not meant to be that complicated. It's just a thing. It's just a movie. It's just a TV show. And there are some that want to dig way too deep into it for no reason. I mean, it's fun to
watch these things on both levels.
I mean, it's speculation.
Yes, and you're one of the few that I've met that can admit that.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. You have to understand that. Filmmaking. There are things that the filmmakers do to generate a response in the audience. I'm just saying, when you watch it without making that part of the equation, you analyze it in a different way. And I think if you did that as a filmmaker, analyzed your story in that way without looking at what you're doing to get that reaction out of the audience, you're going to have a much more You're going to have a product that's harder to nitpick.
Okay.
But there will still be people out there who will nitpick at
Oh, God,
every
yeah.
little
I'm one of
detail
them.
they can.
I'll pick nits all day long,
Knit those picks.
I can't help it. Is Jason wearing a potato sack or a pillowcase? That's a nitpick.
Pillowcase.
Pillowcase.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
fight
agree.
to the death over this.
Fine, I'll agree. It's a pillowcase.
Yeah,
If it were a potato sack, you'd be able to see the weaving of it a lot easier since they use exponentially coarser thread.
Not necessarily. There is a grade of burlap that is more finely woven.
Well, I've heard that. I've heard the argument. Okay, well, if it's a pillowcase, why is it torn off at the bottom and frayed like that? Because it's been torn off at the bottom, so it frayed. It's been made shorter, so it fits over the head better without all
It
that
could have been
excess
usage.
blah
It could be just regular use.
at the bottom.
I'm pretty sure he got that pillowcase from his own home. So
It's like torn pretty much in half and then popped over his head. Yeah.
That, or potentially because of poverty, it could be something that was ripped and torn, and then made into a pillowcase.
Or more likely ripped and torn and made into that mask.
Yeah.
It's not like Jason has a fucking
sewing machine.
Battery of seamstresses, doing work for him.
He can't ask his mom to do it.
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
Like, you ever been in a restaurant and you see some self-important white trashoid bitching about the number of meatballs in their spaghetti?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they threaten to sue. It's like, lady, you live in a trailer park on $2 a month.
Don't have any lawyers.
How do you have a whole battery of lawyers able to launch these lawsuits of yours? Fuck off. Get out of my store.
Lady, you come in here twice a week during lunch rush hour and complain about something every fucking time you're in here. Shut the fuck up.
Lady, I'm getting tired of you're bitching. Please leave.
I wish you could literally talk back to these fucking clowns who come in and think that their shit don't stink, and I'm tired of businesses using the customer is always right.
No, they're not.
In the matter of taste.
They never
It was
finish
only
that
done
expression.
in matters of taste. Exactly what I said.
All right, pick a new TFO. Or do you want to wait a while?
So what you waffling on about now?
Hold on, Batman, are you back? Do you want to wait a while to get
I'm
yourself?
back. Cool.
You know what? I'm going.
So what you waffling on about now?
Customer service.
Oh,
About the customer always being right. See, I like to watch Mr. Omegon's videos, and I have learned the customer is never right.
The customer, British customer service, the customer is something you've got to put up with.
Yes.
The customer is okay.
And is annoying.
And annoying.
Yes. Honestly,
Well,
the customer isn't always right. The customer is almost always intentionally misinformed.
Yeah.
Well, 90% of those sayings are freaking aren't complete anyways, or they're misconstrued. It's the customer is always right in the matter of taste. And if you will say, like, blood is thicker than water, except for its blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back.
It was science fiction, actually.
I've never heard
Customer
that.
is always right in his own mind.
Satisfaction brought it back.
Well,
Hey, ever heard that whole thing?
Curiosity is still on Mars, so I'm safe.
Yep.
Yes.
What was that about the customer being full of shite?
The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
That's actually correct.
What is good for the goose is good for the gander.
No, it's sauce for the gander.
Sauce
No
for
more
the
bloody
goose.
sauce
have
for
it,
you.
too.
The odds will be even.
Oh God, one of these fucking ones.
If you feed a squirrel, make sure it's an acorn.
You can take a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead.
Out of the frying pan and into the lion's den.
Well,
Mitch, I can see you
he who laughs last didn't get the joke.
You can't feed two in the bush if you can't get out of the kitchen.
If you're gonna do, you have to have the, hold on, no, hold on, shut up. If you're gonna go into the Boondock Saints, you have to start with the Doc original one, and it's the,
Yes.
you know what they say, people in glass houses sink ships.
Well,
that just doesn't make sense at all.
I love a good
He who laughs last is he who laughs last didn't get the joke. He who fights and runs away
thinks the slowest.
He who fights and runs away is a coward.
I think he who laughs last is desperate to join. Desperate to belong.
That too. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Crying somebody's just punched you.
I still like the one for like
oh
God, I can't remember the cartoon. The one kid's like, he who laughs last. I'm like, what Ami did to that saying, we're gonna do to you.
I think the one you're talking about is he who has the last laugh.
You're talking about Shaolin Showdown.
Yes, it's Shaolin Showdown.
No, like I said, do unto others then split.
Do unto others then hide the evidence.
That's do unto others as you have others do unto you. I know that.
A bird in the butt is worth two. See, a bird in the hand is worth two in the disco.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Say, I tell you, it's he who laughs last thinks the slowest.
Time flies when you think you're looking at the clock.
Time flies if you want to learn how fast an insect flies.
Wait. Why does that happen? Why does it happen that if you're fixing to do, you need the time to go by fast, so you're looking at the clock, but it's just taking fucking forever and ever.
There's an actual thing.
Well, you guys just gotta remember, don't cross the street. You can't get out of the kitchen.
But
there's a real thing involved there.
Yeah,
if you're doing something, time goes by too quickly.
If you watch the clock or you're engaged in a
it's a psychological thing.
Hold on, Mitch. Go ahead.
Yeah.
A watch pot never sinks ships.
Mitch, go ahead.
If you watch a clock or you're involved in a tedious activity, time actually does slow down.
Well, it's not that
it's a phenomenon called chronal infarction. The trick is to engage in some fun activity while you're waiting for your egg to boil.
Okay.
It's not that time slows down; it's your perception of time slows down. You're bored to tears. And you have nothing. You just want to like make shit go by faster. But you're constantly looking.
Hence why he just said the fucking psychological phenomenon that it's called, Tyr.
I don't know the fucking proper name for it. Then, God damn it.
Chronal infarction.
That's actually
it's not psychological.
Your perception.
It's a real thing. It's just that the time field where this the field in which this infarction takes place is very limited.
It's localized to you.
Yes, for the most part.
So your perception of time actually speeds up, so it seems like it's going slower compared to you.
You know, if
all
I
know
could save time in a
doctor's
bottle,
offices, in the waiting room.
I mean, you want time to slow down, just do a plank.
If you want time,
time to slow down, just listen to a Hillary Clinton speech.
You're gonna achieve time travel.
Look out, that's very true.
Also,
just so we're clear, you're not suicidal.
I also noticed with the whole time thing,
That's
as you get
sad.
older, it goes by faster.
Yes.
Yes. That's because that's because your mind is the older you get, the more information about the world and your surroundings you have. So the less information your brain is taking in.
Yep, Smash Mouth called it. The years keep coming and they don't stop coming.
Back to the rules. We
Get
hit
to
the
the
ground
rules and
running.
they hit the ground running.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
prefer the
think the years
version where they just keep saying the years they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming for like 10 minutes.
Are you ringing in the years?
Time
Going
flies
away
when you
the
throw a clock.
time.
That's right. Time flies when you throw a clock out the window.
Time-
This is
I like
also
that one.
What I want to know is why are all these etymologists going around timing flies?
Because they're bored.
Wait,
Yeah,
entomologists or etymologists?
Yes.
Bagels.
I mean,
Say
they're
time,
different.
time
Someone
flies.
can't put it into words.
Yes.
Say time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana.
Do you know why stamp collecting is stamp collecting? Do you know why stamp collecting is useless?
Why?
Because philately will
not a
get you
philatelist?
Oh.
nowhere.
Goddamn philately.
Did you hear about that one building that got sick? They all got a staph infection.
Oh.
Into the future.
Have a drink.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You know, hey,
That was a terrible forced pun.
you know what they said when Elvis threw up the Chrysler building, don't you?
What happened?
Ladies and gentlemen, the building has left Elvis.
Oh.
He really died on the toilet.
Yes.
I've heard conflicting stories. I've heard that he died sitting on the toilet, but then another story said he just died in the bathroom because he was taking drugs and he fell on the
didn't
floor.
die. He didn't die.
No, he's dead.
He was a massive dead.
No, he didn't die. He faked his death because, you know, he's waiting for the time of the gathering.
It doesn't matter. He'd be dead
Oh,
by
no,
now.
No,
It's
the
because
gathering.
Bubba Hotep is a documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he's been cryogenically freezed or he's in carbonite, then he's dead.
No, he's waiting for the
It's
time of
gonna
the
be in his
gathering
hundreds,
when he will fight others of his kind for the prize.
Yeah, just like Tupac and
So
Biggie.
he's gonna rid the world of all the Elvis impersonators. There's gonna be the giant Elvis war
No, it's not gonna
of
be giant.
2027.
No,
And then
2150.
no, it's 2027 because then the only thing that's gonna stop the Elvis war is
No, it's
Apocalypse hitting the
505.
Earth and destroying us all.
Don't talk about Lord
Did you
of
say
It's not the gathering. That shit happens like every year in Ohio.
No, that's the blathering.
No, that's the fattening.
We're not. I'm talking about the comet Apocalypse. I'm not talking about
And Tyr, the fat means just you looking in the mirror.
Booker Apocalypse.
Damn it!
I told you about that in secret. Why'd you? Oh, and Hazel.
Tyr ain't gonna get fat.
Is it 2027?
You need actual flesh on your body to get fat. Tyr doesn't have any flesh on his bones.
I do.
He's big boned, all right.
No, you
It's
don't.
not.
You're a lich. You haven't had any flesh on your bones for centuries.
At one
He's
point, I
big
was turned
boned.
into a cat, so I had flesh.
We're all gonna die, guys. In 2027, Apocalypse is gonna kill us, and I'm freaked out.
It's not.
He's not going to kill us.
it's
SG1
tiny-
defeated him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
It's
defeated
actually
him.
going to miss the Earth.
Every single
You
end of the
sure?
world scenario has been debunked.
You gotta remember, in 2020,
Can you
No
turn
one.
your volume up, please, so I can actually hear what you're saying?
Why don't you turn your volume up?
critical. I'm thinking something here.
What, me?
No, I was talking to Bats on that one.
No, I thought Bax is talking
On
about
what, Dodger?
Yeah, he was, but
Oh,
I
what?
was then
That's
the retort
just
to
me.
Bat to tell him to turn up his volume.
My volume's up.
I've lived through so many end of the world scenarios at this
Maybe
point.
your
I'm just-
mic gain and your settings.
I have two, but they still scare me. Like
Who, mine?
Yeah, this is just.
I think
And
if I
it
turn
seems
my
like
mic
every
game up any
other-
higher, it'll deafen people.
Alright, hold on.
Like every other
Where
3 or 4
is Mitch? There he is.
I'm right here.
Or
No,
every
I'm
other
trying
maybe like.
Because I was trying to get this But yours almost done. So.
It seems like every like
Going to 3.
yeah, it seems like every 10 years or so there's a new end of the world thing happening as well. You know, like and
That's because there's
and
money in it.
but
Yeah.
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
It's the end of the world as we know
Like,
it.
okay, you guys remember in 2020 the whole computers and
Well, no.
everything's gonna shut down
Yeah,
and all the
Y2K.
nukes are gonna launch and
Yeah.
Y2K thing.
That was
We're all
in
gonna
1999, not 2020.
Oh yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and, because the clocks were turning over, computers couldn't handle it, and everything was going to go crazy, and the nukes are
We
going to
didn't
explode, and
program
we're all
this.
going to die. Yeah, and that didn't happen. Then there was the other one with the cult
2012.
of
Harold
and the
Camping.
comet, and then there
Yep.
was and then like back in the 1980s, like around 1988, there was another comet cult thing that it's not as
Halley's
widely
Comet.
spread. Yes, thank you, Haley's Comet. And then there was but yeah, it's just like, and now we have the asteroid in 2027, and so it's like it's scary because if that hits us, we're all gonna die.
Look,
They
all
told
right,
you it's not going to hit the Earth. It's
Wait.
going past the Earth.
all right. Y'all remember in
Are you sure?
2012,
Oh yeah.
Randy
yeah.
Savage died to save us. So that's
What?
why we.
Superman died to save us.
No, Macho Man Randy Savage, he died to save us. He
That's what
stopped-
you
When
think.
he died, the apocalypse was
Really?
averted.
Exactly. He
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
He
the
holds
guy
the
on
rapture.
isn't that the guy on the meme where Jesus has come and the earth and he's like leaping up behind him about to smack him down?
Yes, he's never to Slim Jim.
And so I have an idea to make it
I'm
less
scared myself.
scary. To make it less scary, let's make it interesting.
Okay.
Let's start a betting pool.
All right. I put zombies.
Yeah, I'll put zombies too.
Zombies this far north? Nah.
Like Zombies 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yes.
Wait.
I'm putting money on nuclear war because Iran just touched the boat. So
Oh God.
Oh, they did.
And I
can
can't
touch the
put
boats.
money on. I can't put money on zombies because without actual magic, the science behind that, they're not going to be the Walking Dead because, like, quite literally, you'd still be able to shoot them in the heart and kill them. They'd just be, for the most part, brain dead.
I mean,
bored.
remember Backstone Gang?
I'm putting it on.
That wasn't a zombie. That would be someone on drugs who were cannibalistic.
I'm putting my money on some kind of super virus.
Yeah. We got,
probably.
We got China making shit again.
You don't
No,
have
we
to have
really
China making shit. There are viruses and bacteria which are becoming more and more resistant to drugs.
I want a wall hanging that Jason Voorhees frozen in carbonite.
Nice.
Yes.
I want Freddy Krueger frozen in carbonite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because of people flushing their antibiotics and the
yeah.
use of
It's like Freddy
antibacterial
Krueger
soap
face
to
above
really
the
clean things up.
topographical map of Utah.
It what Rotten, what you were saying, it gets into the water and then it gets into our systems and then we become it doesn't help us. That's why the doctors say they don't give you antibiotics as much anymore, only for like real serious
Well,
things.
yeah, when they have you take antibiotics, they also tell you to take the entirety of the bottle,
Yeah.
not to take it for a little bit and then to stop. And then the
'Cause
overusage of
people-
antibacterial soap has not helped anything at all because the only people who actually need to use antibacterial soap are doctors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, not
And
even
it kills
technically
the
chefs
wonderful
need to use
germs.
antibacterial.
But it
Yes, which
kills-
means you're making the. Well,
But I feel
when you're
clean.
using regular soap, it does the exact same thing.
Oh wait, seriously?
All
For
you're
real?
doing with all you're doing is making the bacteria that would survive more resistant.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
also
stop using antibacterial
and
hand soap then.
Also, potentially because of that as well, the overuse of like antibacterial soap, you're actually hurting your own immune system.
Oh, my immune system sucks anyway. But yeah, I don't know.
The same with these people who just bathe and shower too often.
one of the
3 times a day is normal.
Actually, that's the doctor would advise you against that.
5 times a day is normal.
He's joking.
That's right, Kefki. Just keep escalating.
20 times a day is normal.
Just sit in the shower.
Hold on.
I would if I could.
One of the problems is with having bacteria becoming resistant to hand sanitizer is, the hand sanitizer is alcohol, and what we don't need is, there's bacteria that can handle its alcohol better.
Yeah,
because
alcoholic
they're
bacteria.
gonna be behind the wheel, and bad things are just gonna happen. I mean, we're gonna have the Kennedy bacteria.
Look,
What worries
Nobody wants the candy bacteria.
In all seriousness, what worries me is it began getting noticed in the early 2000s, but you are getting strains of viruses and bacteria which have evolved and are localized to specific hospitals.
It's one of the other reasons why I react badly to hospitals.
Yeah, I hate hospitals.
Converge on number 5. See if any of you can start it up, because I can't.
555. Okay. Darn it.
Alright.
I'm heading there now.
It's so slow when I'm shooting.
Heading to 5.
Stop shooting.
Bam, bam,
Bow, 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 bow.
I mean, it's just one of those things that we're gonna see, kind of like the way for the shift and everything of how things go. It's like how they treat it. It's like, they don't let kids go outside and play in the dirt and everything, and you hear a lot of boomers and Gen X being like, why don't they do that? It's like, because your generation is the ones that were actually pushing for that for the most part. It's not all of you, but it was a good part of you. And then we're starting to see the millennials and Gen Z that are starting to have kids, not push them to be a helicopter parent as much.
Generally,
there are still too many of them that push to be their friends when they shouldn't be. You need to be their fucking parent.
That might be true in the States, but I don't think it was true over here.
Man, I can remember when, his parents are so yeah. And not saying that this was great, but when I was younger and you went trick-or-treating on Halloween, you could go by yourself. You could go by, you didn't have to have a parent with you.
Yeah.
You just go to the houses, didn't have to worry about much. Yeah, it was great.
It's because every time they go into that whole thing, it's what always happens. They're like, okay, we see this thing that we want to correct in that whole thing. So instead of being like, all right, let's take some small things to go through to make sure things are safe, we're just gonna fucking go through and have that huge pendulum shift and overcorrect.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
My parents did take us out trick-or-treating. They
just parked the car.
They drove us to each neighborhood because we always went to the rich neighborhood. But they made up for driving us neighborhood to neighborhood by loading us up in the bed to pick up.
That's one thing I've noticed. The parents that attend the helicopter parents, like the middle class professional parents. Working class parents don't, in the long to a greater degree.
See yeah, my mom would drive me to the neighborhood, and she would keep an eye on me, but she would be in the car following me, and that's only when I was really young. When I got older, I could go wander and do what the fuck I wanted. And by older, I mean like 10, 11. I had to stop at 13. Wasn't fair. Just empty.
Oh, my parents would usually drive me to strange neighbourhoods, and I'd have to make my own way back. That had nothing to do with Halloween. That was just my parents trying to get rid of us.
Damn, your parents treated you like a stray dog?
Yep.
I used to get hints that they wished I wasn't there, because when I go to school, I'd find they'd wrap my lunch up in a road map.
I used to walk to Walmart from my house all the time to just go. They had slushies at that time. at Walmart. So I would just walk through the neighborhoods and go. But there was this one time I had to stop because there was this one time I was walking, and on my way back. Sorry.
Go on, Jeffers.
On my way back, there was a car that started following me. Yeah. Yeah. And they were following me. I could tell because I took a different direction. I turned down the back street into a neighborhood, and they followed me there. And then I went back around and doubled back, and they followed me that way. And they were driving slow. So eventually, I just ran up to a house, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, some person is following me. Can I come in?" And the lady let me in. She was sweet, and I was like, "Thank you." And I called my mom, and she come pick me up. Yeah.
Kefki was almost a
I had
statistic.
that happen recently too. Oh damn.
Say,
Yeah.
I had it was probably the spookiest situation I've had in regards to that was actually when I was coming home from work one time, and a car pulled in behind me, leaving my job, and followed me through every turn to the point of turning onto my road.
Oh.
I fucking hate
Did
that,
you not
dude.
turn into?
I turned on my road, and they went. I turned on my road. They went straight. It was like if they'd taken the turn behind me, you're like, okay, you want to follow me now? I'm gonna take you on a run through these back roads in middle of nowhere, Michigan, and I will lose you someplace where even the landlines don't go through yet.
Oh, did you do it? Did you do it?
No, they went straight when he turned final spot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they didn't take the last turn, or I'd have driven right past my house and kept going. And beyond there is a worn backcountry roads that you could do a very good job of losing people in.
I grew up in a more rural area, so if someone would have been following me in a car while I was out on my bicycle and whatnot, it had just meant at one point I'm just gonna freaking dip off in the woods, and we're gonna see how well you can chase after a kid on foot who likes to run through the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until that day, some Native American trackers were following you.
Say, the thing is, if it had been a vehicle chasing me on my bike, so it's like, okay, hang a left at the stop sign, and
Sorry,
I got the field with the bull right over there.
Hold on a minute. How are you going to get a vehicle on a bike?
Because we can't activate this.
Complicated.
Just put out.
Yeah.
Right,
I think we should.
The problem is we're going to get the lever penalty.
Yeah, it don't matter.
All right.
Oh, okay. You mean stop the freaking TFO? Because like, all I ever say, it's like, oh, this isn't working. Let's put out, and it's just like, so you're gonna have sex with it? Oh, quit out. It's not like you said put out.
Yes, we want put out for the TFO.
Phrasing here.
Phrasing. That's all we need is phrasing.
Yeah, nowadays, though, if someone were to follow me, if they're going to be like, aha, we're going to follow this person back to their home, it's just like, I live in an apartment complex, homie, so, like, if I get in my house, it's going to be a bad day for you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to break through a door, and then it's not going to end well.
And that door is locked for your protection.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, how do I get out of this stupid thing again?
Go to
hit the leave the system button to the upper left of your mini map, but you have to wait till you come out of red alert. I've just destroyed everything.
Red alert. Red. Every time I hear red alert, I think of the game from what was it? Was it the first or second RoboCop? Red alert. Red alert. You crossed my line of death.
10 seconds to comply.
Oh, yeah.
10 seconds to comply.
No, it was a video game called Red Alert. I want to say it was in the second RoboCop.
The holographic battleship.
Yeah.
Is what it looked like.
You sunk my
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
You've been stockpiling weapons.
Maybe.
I've sunk my battle.
Oh, I think that was in one. It was actually like nuclear bombs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had the whole freaking family plane.
What?
Yeah.
No, that would be a scary one, wouldn't it? You remember Computer Battleship? Imagine a voodoo version of that, where you sink your opponent's battleship, and somewhere in the world a real battleship explodes.
Yeah, it's called Ender's Game. That is.
I mean, that'd be the science fiction
Oh, we're
version
not
of
even
it.
teamed up anymore.
Yeah, it split us up.
Oh, hey, can you talk about science fiction and games? Can you remember that game Zarathustra? That film Zarathustra.
Zarathustra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was basically Jumanji in space.
And that's,
I never watched it when it came out because I thought, it's just Jumanji in space. Recently, I was bored and I watched it, and it's actually a good film.
It is.
Yeah, even if it has got Kirsten Stewart in it.
Wait. I gotta get one more grunt in.
Well, she spent over half of the film being in cryogenic suspension. So.
Another movie I love that has Kirsten Stewart in it. Another movie I love is American Ultra, because she spends most of the movie getting her ass just kicked.
Is American what?
American Ultra. He's got Jesse Eisenberg and Kirsten Stewart.
Oh, that's two strikes against it.
It's so good because apparently it's like Jesse Eisenberg is like this hippie stoner. They're both like hippie stoners.
I don't mind Jesse Eisenberg. The only thing I don't like about Jesse Eisenberg is he looks like what looks like I looked like. He looks how I looked at that age.
Where you talk about the one where he was like he's a basically like oh god, like I'm trying to remember what they used to call the Russian agents.
Sleeper?
Like he's
sleeper
like
agent.
sleeper agent. Like he's a former sleeper agent for the freaking CIA or some shit, but he's a stoner, and like all the shit starts coming back and whatnot. It's like that's just it sounds kind of stupid.
That sounds like a long.
But I liked him in the first. I liked the first freaking Zombieland. The second one was okay.
I actually preferred the second one.
The second one is far too much of the stuff they had originally planned for the TV series.
The thing about the first and the second one is Rose McGowan and her sister are a pair of unlikable bitches.
Wow.
There is nothing likable about those characters at all.
It's not all that unusual.
No, Rose McGowan is a bitch in real life. Yeah. I didn't know she had a sister.
I mean, I think the best character in the Zombieland 2 was the bimbo.
Well, while we're doing this,
Madison,
I'm gonna go.
Madison or something?
That was the first one.
There's a
no, the second one. The one who lived in the freezer.
There's a bimbo in the window.
There's a bimbo in the window.
That would be Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
haven't you heard of women suffering?
The thing is, normally I find those type of characters really annoying, but the actress who played that character did a very good job of it. She was a really likable character.
How much was that bimbo in the window?
The one with the
big butt.
I mean, for the first movie, like none of the characters were really supposed to be that likable because they were all people doing things to survive.
I don't know.
The one with the jiggly butt.
Tallahassee was likable. I mean, yeah, Jesse Eisenberg's character was likable.
They all were likable.
No, Rose McGowan and her sister were not likable.
Right.
They were a pair of
Rose McGowan, because are you talking about the youngest one?
Both of them.
You know the elder sister was played by Emma Stone, right?
It was Rose McGowan. My mistake. But both of them, they were just unlikable. And I got their names wrong. I don't care.
I've never seen Zombieland.
Most modern actresses are interchangeable.
That's
Hey.
true.
Yes, that is. Yeah.
No, it's just yeah. Have you ever noticed that a lot of women nowadays? I'm not saying all women. Let me just clarify this. Not all women. There's a lot of women's right on TV and on social media. They all have the same fucking face.
Yep,
It's
that
like
too.
Pretty much.
big lip,
Yeah.
really big lip, narrow nose, and weird. They all look the
Pointy
same.
chins.
Are you talking pre or post plastic surgery?
Ha.
Yeah.
Post plastic surgery.
Yeah, and they've all got
because
pointy
you know,
chins.
They do all look the same.
I mean, what the hell
Yeah.
is it with these pointy chins?
It's either
They got
that
the
or
same
like
face syndrome.
slightly overweight with a nose ring and either their side of their head shaved or
Big
blue
ass
hair.
fucking glasses.
Oh yeah,
Or
that
they
too.
they
Yeah.
shave bald.
Big ass ugly fucking glasses. Like they're almost BC. Like they're almost BCGs, but BCGs look at least somewhat professional.
What the hell's a
I don't know
BCG?
the appeal of fucking nose rings. Makes you look like a great
BCGs were
big
their
bowl.
glasses that they gave you in the military that weren't meant to be, like they were the nerd glasses pretty much. But the
Basically,
nickname for them was
there's no fashion value in them.
yeah.
Yeah,
The joke
that's the
about them
thing
was
is-
that they're. Hold on. The joke about the
I had to shut
BCGs,
up.
that's a shorthand for birth control glasses.
Ah.
Oh,
Because they
Yeah,
weren't supposed to make you look sexy or anything.
Yeah, and there is a thing where people buy these glasses. They don't have prescription.
Yeah, they always got that fucking wingtip
Yeah,
on the
it's
corners.
just
I used to
they're
play Lemmings all the
fashion
time. It was a fun
accessories.
game. Sorry. Have you guys
Lemmings
ever
was a
played
fun
Lemmings?
game.
Yes, it's a fun
I don't think
game.
I have.
I don't think I
Oh, it's
have
fun.
either.
Yeah,
Old-
you had
old
to get them
computer
through
game.
elaborate traps just to kill them all at the end.
Yes. Yeah. It's a very old computer game. God, I played it on like Windows 95. Yeah.
I played it. I
I know
played
the
it on the Amiga
BCGs are like
600.
basic something glasses. Sorry.
You will
It's
be.
still stuck in my head.
You played them on
That's fine.
Vista. You played them on Windows, the first one.
Yeah, Windows.
Like I said, I played it on the Atari 600.
Oh, cool.
So my
It's a
first
very old
computer
game.
game that wasn't on the regular Nintendo, I want to say was Family Feud.
Can you actually say
On
that
a-
a console game is a computer game?
Well, this was on an actual computer with the fucking 6-inch floppy disk. You know,
Yeah.
the actual floppy disk.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
I'm asking seriously because when you think about it, the console is a computer. It's a very dedicated
Mhm.
computer.
Oh yeah,
Kinda, yeah.
But it's still not part of the PC Master Race.
No,
I like.
I mean, technically,
consoles.
can you really call it a master race when you still have to? You
I-
can like go and upgrade things. A master race would indicate that they are perfect from conception.
Well,
it's a
got 'em.
master race, and the upgrade
Got 'em.
means that it's just growing up.
no,
Oh, got him.
hold on.
I always like to make that joke because of the people who want to be like PC master race, and it's just like, bro, I've met far too many people that are like PC is better than console. It's like, okay, but here's the bigger question: is your PC better than a console?
All right,
And
yes,
they
it is.
usually get quiet.
Yes, it is. Want to tell you why it's
Yeah.
better than a console?
Because it's what I meant. And what I meant by that is technology wise and component wise.
component-wise, it's still a master
Just saying
race.
it. Just,
Hold on.
just saying that it's better.
Hold on.
Just saying that it's better than a con. No.
Hold
Just
on.
no. You're gonna let me fucking finish.
Motherfucker, you the one that
Just saying
interrupted
it's
me.
better than a console.
God
Yes.
damn it. So you're gonna let me fucking finish?
Yes.
So, like I said,
gotta finish it.
like I was saying,
Neither of you can finish.
it is better than a console because your dedicated console had to be replaced completely when the next edition happens. Oh, you got a PS4 right now? Well, you gotta get a PS5, PS6, PS7, PS8. All I gotta
No,
do is
no,
replace
no, no,
a
no.
piece, certain components of my PC, and I got a brand
What?
new powered PC.
You don't
don't
have to get a
until
PS6 or 7.
until they
You
bring
don't
up
have
some
to.
until they bring up something like Windows 11 where you've got to replace the entire PC.
That's true too. But it's still, but they don't come out with OSs every 5 years. Next OS.
Yes, they do.
Next,
You've never had a Dreamcast, by the way.
the
That was
next,
a great console.
it
Everybody
was a great
knocked it.
console.
You could do so much with
did.
that. Oh
But
my
the next
god.
Yeah,
OS
what's true?
won't,
What's
hold on. The next OS probably won't be for another 10 years.
That's what they said
That,
about Windows 11. It was 5 years.
I'm not
It's
updating
been
to
10
11.
years.
I'm not. I refuse.
It's been 10
and
years.
the thing that I'm talking about,
Is it?
that whole
Fair
thing is predominantly component wise.
Yes.
There are a lot of people that will. Let me fucking finish, dude.
I just said go ahead.
There. Yes, after you interrupted me. But no, there are a lot of people that they will get the cheapest components and whatnot, and they'll still scream that PC Master Race thing. Like if you're doing it in jest, like most of us are, it's fun.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like their computer won't even be as good as a PS3.
But the
Yeah.
But the problem.
Yeah.
With, all right, Rodney, can you still play
And here's
Nintendo games on your PC? I mean, on your console?
I mean, yeah, you can jailbreak and whatnot to do that.
Oh, I don't have to jailbreak mine.
No, you just have to get an
technically, in a
emulator,
way,
which
you do
is
is just,
basically the
yeah,
same
which
thing.
is yeah.
all you
I'll be
gotta
right
do
back,
is
guys.
blow
I'm
on the
gonna go get
cartridge.
I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
Blow on the cartridge.
Very bad.
Put it in there.
We're now in a combat of pro versus con on both of them.
Yeah.
And neither
Well,
side's
the
going to
pros
win.
and the cons.
All right.
Controllers.
All right.
Controllers are a pro. I love controllers.
All right. The pro side of
And
PC.
here, we're having the argument of like that's just irrelevant in that whole thing.
Yeah, honestly, it
because
is.
I'm of the whole belief, as long as you're not being a raging thunder cunt about it, I don't really care.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thundercuts.
Thundercut. Oh.
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 And got to admit that ever since the PS3,
Thunder cunts are on the move. Thunder cunts are loose.
Thunder.
ever since the introduction of the PS3, consoles have been getting more versatile as well.
Yeah, but the problem is, the problem with console gaming is that essentially that you're all right. I can play on, all I need is an internet connection, and I can do multiplayer. However, to get multiplayer in some game, the most game consoles now, it's a $70 subscription.
That was heard because of
actually, hold on. With a lot of consoles, like the PlayStations and that, all you need is somebody else to to come over your house, and you can link your consoles, and you can have multiplayer that way.
Well, that was more of like the Xbox than it was like the 360. Like 360 still had it that you could, even on the free your free account, still play multiplayer. There just were going to be certain things that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
No. What the smart thing they did for that by having the paid subscription of like what the 360 did was because 360 by having that paid, it also helped the free users because it let them pay for their servers even more.
Okay.
That's where the PS3, because PS3 you could do multiplayer without paying for it. It's just their servers were shit.
Okay, but we're not. We're two console generations past that, and multiplayer is a subscription add-on. You have to pay for multiplayer.
Shit.
Why
Huh?
have you disappeared into space?
You have to pay for everything nowadays. You have to
really
pay
did.
for multiplayer. You have to pay for download, double DLC. You have to pay to play normally. It's stupid.
What they're doing is they're creating a market. I don't know if they realize it, but they're creating a market for standalone games again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I like standalone games.
Yes, so do I.
Because when they release, they're fucking done. They actually release a finished product.
Oh, that's still a problem for consoles now.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. All right, Zed. I agree. You still since arcade you had to play for multiplayer. However, I can play if I want to play a Steam game. There's no additional thing I have to pay to play with Rodney. There's no I don't have to pay an additional $50 on top of my internet subscription to play with Raiden.
Depends on the game you're playing.
God, I miss arcades.
There are
Depends on
lots
the
of
game you're playing.
I do have to say one thing, as just looking at it from both sides, both parts, the technology to make graphics better has gotten so good. Why the characters still look so fucking ugly?
shit. Another thing.
Oh, that's because
Not-
of
not-
the things like Sweet Baby Ink and whatnot.
I got one better for you, Rodden. All right, most indie games I can buy, or they're PC, they're made for PC. That you probably won't get a lot of indie titles on.
Oh, Tyr, you and I are more grants on that than you realize, because you have to remember that even for freaking years, all of the games that are on consoles are made on computers.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, and a lot of the games.
No, like I said, my whole thing is I like to get some of the guys, like the ones that typically will
miss
go
arcade
through and,
too.
like I said, say the PC Master Race thing, are typically trying to say that for some form of
Clout.
basically trying to make clout, make themselves superior. Because typically the guys that are going to go, like the guys and gals that are going to go through and like pay for that hella fucking rig, like Unholy Reaper, if Kefki, I know Kefki knows who I'm talking about in that one, of how much he paid for his because of what he does.
Oh,
He's not
yeah.
going to say, go through and be saying PC Master Race because he's too busy doing his shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, Reaper got a great computer. Oh my god.
all right. Again, I have a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One. I don't play them anymore. I haven't played them since they increased the prices of the subscription for their premium. Like they went.
Do you know the only thing I use my PS4 for?
What? Paperweight?
Paperweight?
No. DVDs.
Blu-ray player.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I'll do
I
it
would
for
still
that.
play. I played my NES up until the Dr. Pepper exploded on top of it, and now I need a new NES, which is going to be a triple thing.
Dr. Pepper,
To go back to
you
something
go
Kefki was
from
saying
the bomb squad.
about the Dreamcast, the Dreamcast actually was ahead of its time. The thing that killed
Yes.
the Dreamcast is that when the PS2 came out after it, the PS2 had a DVD player.
That's the only thing that killed it. And that
the Dreamcast
Right,
was
that
so
and the
ahead.
Nintendo has had its
Hold on.
defense.
Everybody, one at a time, please, because this one's.
Well, it was that, and it was the same thing that killed the Betamax. It was the sale, the way they tried to sell it. Yeah, their advertising, their marketing wasn't good enough.
Well, now
So, one second. Zedfree, what happened is that I got this special edition can of Dr. Pepper and I thought it looked really cool. So my dumbass is like, ooh, this looks neat. I'm going to keep it. I'll just set it up here on my shelf. And my dumbass set it on top of my Nintendo and I forgot about it because I have the stupid brain. And so I forgot about it and it got really cold, but then it heated up really quick and it exploded and it got all over my Nintendo and I cried and I still cry because that was my original Nintendo and it worked perfectly and now it does not do a work and I don't know how to do a fix. See, I'm getting tongue tied. I do not know how to fix it and I want to fix it because I love it and I have all my games and stuff and all that. Yes.
Do some researching for online. They might have some places near you that you could drop it off at, and they can fix it for you for like a pretty nominal fee.
Yeah, I will. That's the thing is that it's going to cost the buddies and stuff, and yeah. But I'm hoping that maybe if I could, because I used to take it apart all the time and I would clean it with the alcohols if it was giving me trouble, and then it would come back to life all fine and dandy. I'm hoping maybe I can get it apart and clean the soda off with the alcohol, but then the soda it's got that acidic shit in it. We'll eat at the circuits, and I have it since the move. I have not been able to find it. And yeah, I hope it is not.
Kefki,
It is not broken.
here's something that you can use. Use isopropyl alcohol for electronics.
Yeah. Oh, there's for electronics strictly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
alcohol that's made for electronics.
Yeah, the higher
need to
the
find that.
alcohol concentration too, because it's got less water in it.
Yeah.
I remember earlier job, one of the vice presidents of the company dumped his big mug of coffee on his laptop, and I ended up disassembling and cleaning it and reassembling it, and it worked.
I'm going to
And
send you my Nintendo.
And I took the I took that thing, I took the motherboard out of it and soaked it in rubbing alcohol and went at it with Q-tips.
I'm gonna send you my Nintendo.
The other day.
One thing.
Oh,
The
you know what? Here we go. So, oh, go ahead, Tragic.
One of the ones that annoyed
wait a
me
minute.
was
Trying to
the.
say something.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
they
Trey.
had a
Fish.
they got fabric softener in the control panel on their washing machine, and I pulled it apart and used a little toothbrush and some Q-tips and cleaned all of it out with just normal alcohol and got it up and running, got it put back together again, and told them this is going to be $189. And she's like, "Oh, that's amazing. I was prepared to spend $500 on a control." I'm like,
That'd be $490.
I was.
Hold
on. I just recently bought a new mattress. I was prepared to pay like maybe $300 for it. Got there, found one, $160. Paid like $295 for to get them to deliver it.
Probably previous year's model on sale as well and whatnot.
No, it was it wasn't a previous model. It was just a goddamn big queen size mattress.
Thank you, Tragic.
it was a used mattress, only used
It
twice.
was only used twice.
Got it from an estate.
I could not sleep on a used mattress. I could not do it.
Fired once, dropped once, lose twice.
Wait a minute. Zed the Starkey said that, and it was way too easy to make and play bootleg games on Dreamcast. Yes, because it was.
Yes.
Because how the software was set up, the OS was set up, it was so easy to bootleg them.
I had bootlegs. I had tons of ROMs and emulator on my Dreamcast. I could play all of the games on it. It was so much fun. I could connect to the interwebs. Yeah, it was so much fun.
A friend of mine had a jailbroken original Xbox. He could play all the games for Xbox and didn't need anything. Yeah, like it was jailbroken.
That's actually how I started getting online at the beginning and watching Minions and stuff was through my Dreamcast. Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
I watched YouTube through my Dreamcast. It was cool. It was a great console. People don't give it enough credit. They really don't.
I had one. It didn't have that many games on it, to be honest with you.
I know. The main game I had was Code Veronica.
I had Code
That's
Veronica.
basically all I had.
Import enough of them.
What the hell was that?
If they would have made more games for it, I think it would have lasted longer. But like Rotten was saying, the PlayStation then came out and it just, I had both. I had both.
If I remember correctly, they also didn't import a lot of the games for the Dreamcast.
They didn't. But the problem. I hated
the.
Hold on. One of the major problems for the Dreamcast was literally Sega didn't have enough faith in their console, and by that point, the CEO wanted to shift his focus from making consoles to just.
You're fading in and out, Tiramisu.
I'm sorry. He wanted to shift his focus from making consoles to just making games because it was just cheaper.
Yeah.
One of the things that annoyed me with the was the 360. I got a 360, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah.
Until that day I turned it on, and all that happened was this red ring.
The red ring of death. Mine died. That way too. Yes, I had to. I sent it back to manufacturer. They sent me another.
Yeah, that was because they cheaped out on the soldering.
I got it. Go ahead.
When I was going through electronics school, we had one guy that actually set up in class where he was resoldering all of those.
Oh.
Nice.
Using a hot air machine.
I
Making
mean,
a lot of money.
I would assume it
Apparently,
would.
they did that deliberately to so that people would have to go and buy a new 360.
Yeah, but
There was a hack for that. You put it in the oven. I kid you not. You put it in the oven and it melts the soldering or something, and then it works. And that worked. I kid you
Yeah,
not. My
I
cousin
know a
did it.
few guys who tried that. They followed the instructions correctly, and they
Yeah.
ended up with an even more busted 360.
My cousin my cousin did that and it worked afterwards. I don't know how, because I thought he was going to kill it completely.
Magic.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this guy, he
Unless he's pulling my leg, I don't know. I saw him put it in there and then it worked afterwards. So.
he would fix them. He upgraded the RAM on them. He did a whole bunch of mods to them.
I've been an Xbox person. I like PlayStation. I like Nintendo, but I don't like the Nintendo properties as much because they're very kiddie oriented, or they used to be back in the day. Like Mario.
The hell is
and
that?
Things like that. But like, no, actually, I can't say that because I love Metroid and I love
What you
Zelda,
say? What you say?
older Zelda stuff.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What did you say? What the hell is that?
Yeah,
sorry.
come down to the come down to the shipyard. Where I'm
Sorry,
at.
sorry.
All right.
I didn't mean to go on a tangent. I
It's all good.
apologize.
What the hell is that?
It's Howard the Duck.
Da 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 da.
Darkwing Duck.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God,
Darkwing Duck. He
no!
made
Please
Darkwing
get
Duck.
out of my head, you two. Go away, please. Won't you stop? Da 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 da. Oh God, no!
So are we
Stop
doing another one, or are we winding
brain.
down?
We can't jump on because penalty.
You
It's
got
a
the
lot.
lever penalty.
Yeah, so we might as well just start running
I'm
down.
going to shoot myself.
It'll clear
Shoot
up in a
myself to the
couple
head.
minutes.
If this tune does not leave my brain, kill me now, fucking please.
on.
Oh my God.
Break
Stop it, please.
That's it. I'm getting me mallet.
Why has he got a burb nose?
Do you know what they should have come across in Star Trek because of the preservers?
What?
Neanderthals.
Yeah.
You would think so, yeah.
Meow, meow, meow.
I mean,
meow,
actually,
meow.
once over early on when this was subscription only, one of my characters, he came from a planet where it had been seeded with Neanderthals by the preservers, and yeah, they did advance in technology and everything. So he was a Neanderthal
Nice.
in a Starfleet uniform.
Nicer.
I spent too many years playing the Mario Brothers game. You forgot about Castlevania. I love
There's
Castlevania.
another Star Trek spin-off which they should have at least considered.
What?
This the early days of a new colony.
I would love
Yes,
to see. I
PlayStation.
would love to
Castlevania
see
is the
a
game,
Star Trek where
Oh,
you're
wait,
not a
I don't know.
captain of a starship, but you're the leader of a colony.
Sorry.
Well, you know,
Where you're not the captain of a starship, but you're the leader of a colony. Where the
Yeah.
main character is the leader of the colony, and like you have all the colonial problems of setting up, and maybe you're setting up on the frontier. Like, hey, maybe you got to deal with the early days of like the Cleon War, or maybe you get a brand new fucking enemy.
that's just what I said.
Yeah.
What about you know? It was done as a really bad cartoon, but if they'd done a serious version of it,
Yeah.
Star Trek Lower Decks is a good idea.
Yes, where you're not following the captain, but you're following a random, crewman.
Yeah. Because let's face it, if you're going to be real about this stuff, the captain or the first or none of the command crew are going to go on away missions.
They shouldn't. Like the captain is technically, unless it's a diplomatic mission, even then it's iffy.
Yeah.
They're not sending the captain down to do that.
In fact, you should actually have dedicated away teams in the crew.
Specialists, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, people whose sole job it is to go on away go on landing parties or boarding parties.
Because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
See, I find all the
Hold on,
captains to be kind of iffy, so.
Hold on. Kathy was trying to say something. Go, Kathy.
I am so sorry to butt in. I'm sorry. They're technical savvy people here. Do you guys think that you could hook a PlayStation 2 up to a monitor? Like a current day monitor?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
Probably.
got an HDMI cable, it should be.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. Because I really want to play with. I want to play Castlevania Symphony of Night. I want to play my PlayStation
I love that
version.
game.
I fucking
Now, if you're
love
doing
it
with like
too.
a
It's one of my
PlayStation
favorite.
1, you'd have to have one of the older
Yeah,
monitors for the older
I was
video
gonna
feed, but
put my PS2 because PS2 is backwards compatible. Yeah, and so I wanted to hook that up, and then so I could play that. But yeah, I would play it. Everybody's like, well, why don't you just play it on Stem or this or that? I hate it because they changed the corny voice acting in the intro. That is so much of the charm. It was so funny, and yes, and then Alucard's voice was so charming because pretty guy.
Well,
deep voice. Oh my god.
Have you looked up?
Alucard's voice acting.
It's a PS1 game, right?
Kathy, look at the screen.
Yeah. Yes.
If it's a PS1 game, I'd say look up the emulators for it, because if you have the disc, you can run the emulator and then just run the disc if you're in a speed drive.
Wait. What? I could just put the disc in my computer and play it?
If you've got an emulator, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kathy, look at the screen.
Emulators are a pain in the ass, though.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay, I gotta look that up. I gotta do this.
Do yourself
Thank
a
you.
favor and ask Grok.
Knefky.
Okay. What?
Look at the screen.
What?
Look at the menu.
What screen?
Stream.
Okay. Yeah. Why am I on the field?
Judge Buzz
why art thou a goober?
Yes.
Goober. Why are you a goober? Sexually bad. Resolved as long as this card is played. Treat it as Davis Kefki as long as the card is played. Every card has additional typing of goober. As long as the goober card is on your side of the field.
Yeah.
You don't have the fleet patch on your shoulder.
Kefki cannot be attacked.
Again, bothering me for some reason.
Goobers.
Oh yeah, because if you look at it from the front or back, dead on, it's just hovering above the costume.
Yeah, I noticed it. Wasn't before. I think I'm going to get rid of it on this one as well.
Yeah, all right. We're going to start winding down because I unfortunately, I got work tomorrow.
No, all right.
Yeah, fair enough then. Be like that.
I got to eat anyway.
And Kefki, I believe the emulator you'd want to be looking for is called Duck Station. It's probably about the best one out there that they make updates to it, and it's free.
Hold on.
Thank you so
No, I don't
much.
know any of that.
Kefki, give me a second.
Where the duck?
Give me a second, Kefki.
Yeah.
I'll get you the link to the where I downloaded Duck Station.
Oh, thank you so much, Tiramisu.
And it'll have
I appreciate
everything.
that.
Yeah.
Yay! That I appreciate so very much. Yes, that one made me happy because, like I said, why on earth would they change Alucard's voice actor? He had such a nice. Oh God, he had such a sexy voice. I don't know why.
Kefki,
Contractual reasons.
Exactly. All right. So I'm gonna put the site in the side chat. No, I'm putting it in general. Just put it in general. That way, anybody that wants it can grab it. So if you go there and go to emulation layer, you'll see all the systems you can get. All the
I'm jumping out of the game.
And
I think I will as
Wait.
well. After I take care of
Emulation
this
layer.
Yeah.
reputation.
Okay, they got Atari, Nintendo, Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Duck Station. Thank you.
Yeah, and then if you go to, it's called the Vault. You will see all the systems that you can download games from. Just go to PlayStation and you
Oh.
can see all the games he has for him.
So, Duck Station, do I download the one that has Windows with the little X4 by
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tiramisu. Thank
No
you.
problem. And you can get a Dreamcast.
Oh my God, this is amazing. And these are safe,
Yeah.
right?
I have them. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Lottie, I'm gonna ping you the link to this. Okay.
All right.
Because we're on the iPad right now. I need to do that at the PC. So I'll just
Okay.
take over
right.
his.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
because technically the whole thing is. Oh, go ahead. You're doing your closing. I'll say it later.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So Johnny Hellcat will be on. Wednesday is the Wednesday show with One Ton Hammer, Genty Maxi, and Tyr Mantis. Thursday is the Discord day, so no one's actually running the show. Friday we have Sanguine, but I will be hosting the first of the 4th of July, which will be next month, about in 2 weeks out. So you'll get double dose of Means in Space.
Yay.
It'll be Sanguine for the 20th and 27th. Then you have the Harry channel on Saturday, and then you have Kefki's Sunday show. So look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Posted times are usually in the links or description. So anything else? Anybody else want to show something?
Not
Nope.
yet.
Nope.
No, wait. Yes, I would like to show Zelthor. He is playing Pokemons right now, and let me get the link really quick. Can I get the link? How do
Zel's
I
good,
get the
dude.
link?
Okay.
Yes, Zel's very good, dude. Copy and then come back here and go here, and I'm gonna try to post it in chat. I'm not good at this, but yeah. So Zel is playing the Pokemans. You could stop by there, tell him the ferret sent you, and say hi to him, harass him. Yeah, and in a friendly way. In a friendly way, of course. Yeah, and okay, sorry, I'm done.
Okay, that's good. And me, Mitch Nemo, Kefki, and a few others will be on my channel Thursday night for Never Watch Alone. We are doing Bum Raka, which I hope is good.
Raku, yeah.
Yeah, Bum Raka, there it is. Which I hope is really good. If you got something else, you can find to come there. Say goodbye to the night people while we'll play us out.
Hasta van, see ya.
Go away.
Go away now.
Hasta la vista, baby. Go away now.
Closing time. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. Take me home. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.